#1 business and self-development podcast, Konnected Minds podcast.
So between 2007 to 2013, the mindset is Ghana, we come to visit, have fun, 1 month, 2 months. You go back to America, you work, you build some house, and then when you're ready to die, you come here, enjoy your last 10 years, whatever, and then you leave. That was the mindset. But this guy really opened my eyes, like, first of all, to the corporate environment, because I was a hardworking student, trying to get, just straight A's and work for the corporation, right? Like, that's what our parents want. Become a doctor, an accountant, respectable. So I became an accountant, flying grades, right? And this guy is kind of from a very wealthy family. We used to work out together. So I met him in the gym, and he liked how disciplined I was. I was in the military, by the way. I was in the U.S. Navy from 18 to 22. So I've been working out since I joined the military, like 5 to 6 days a week for the past 13 years or so now, right? So he liked how I work out, how disciplined I was. He couldn't make it consistently, like 3 days and he'll get lazy. So I took him under my belt and we were working out together and I got him in great shape. But in return, he was sharing stuff that I didn't know. He's from a really wealthy family. Just to give you a concept of that, he sold his business for $25 million and moved to Switzerland at the time that I was moving to Ghana. So he would say stuff like, oh, these corporations don't care about you. Like, you could do so much better. Like, it's just a little jammy here and there. Yeah. It was totally different from, like...
what you know.
Yeah.
It
was just totally different. So at first, I'm like, to me, it was kind of like, okay, I'm working so hard in school. I'm trying to do this, but this guy is saying something that was like, oh, these are a bunch of, a-holes. Like, they don't care about you. Like, he never say anything good about big corporations. And I'm like, okay, this is a bit weird. I didn't take it in right away. But then where he got me was he started sending me articles of African countries doing really well when they measure by GDP, because he reads a lot. Oh, reading is another thing. I used to do all my schoolwork, but I never used to read on my own. Like, buy a book and read? Never. So he started suggesting books and stuff to me, like, hey, you should read this book. So that I read like 4 books, and that's it. That year I read like 70 books. I got hooked, and ever since I became a reader. So he really helped me out a lot, I think so. He was kind of like a mentor. He was a bit older. At the time I was working out with him, I was like maybe 24. He was like 38.
So, that's the power of association, right?
Absolutely.
You spend time with someone at the gym, and what you've known for all these years, very quickly you try to change that mindset.
Absolutely.
And look at you now.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. I would have been busy, probably like 4 years, 4 year in corporate, paying 50% of my earning income and taxes, all that stuff. Yeah. Because you don't get to write anything off and all that, right? Though I was an accountant, it's basic knowledge, but our programming, right, is like we are so scared to...
Yeah, you're programmed to work.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, these are things that Kiyosaki usually say in his books. That, we train people to go to school to come and get a job.
Absolutely.
But that shift, that mental shift from not being a government worker to championing your life, it can happen like that if you pay attention.
Absolutely. And once you go there, it's hard to go back.
Really hard.
You can go back.
Yeah.
If you go back, it's for temporary to get something, and you go back to where you become unemployable. That's what I call myself. Yeah. Once you taste that freedom, you become unemployable.
Yeah. Overqualified.
Let's put it that way. So, So, he said this gym thing. He said, what do I want to do? Like, he asked me that question. Oh, that's another thing. I never thought, like, okay. And my whole life, I've been doing really well. Like, I care about my, credit score, paying everything on time, getting good grades. Like your average, hardworking middle class. And there's nothing wrong with that. But he was trying to put me into the rich mindset. And I was like, they know exactly what they want. And, it's like, you would think one day I want to buy a house, take a mortgage, the easy route. But he was really challenging me with a question, like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to build a gym in Ghana one day. That's what I said. He said, so I'll work for maybe 10 years, blah. I said, no, you don't have to. You can do it now. You can raise money, So he would say stuff like this. So I said, okay, I will try it. He said, he'll help me raise money. I said, okay, but I'm not going to, I'm married. I'm not going to come to Ghana and rent and take this huge risk with no money and hoping that people give me money to build a gym. It's too risky for me and my wife. So I'm gonna do it my way. I hear you, but I'm gonna build a house before I come in. I was able to, set up some residual income that's enough to feed me and my family. Once I have a house, like I will be fine. Everything can fail and I'll be fine. And that's why I'm still here. If it wasn't for that, I would have been gone because of this court situation that put a hold to everything I was trying to do in Ghana, right? So I came here my own way. Well, by the time I came, I never thought this would happen. I had my own money to do everything. I didn't need a dime from anybody when I came. So I came in here, I bought land by the roadside, spent a lot of money on a car wash, renovated it, and I'm building the minimal around it because just like, your situation, you don't want to take a risk and go for bare land. I wanted something that there's something on there.
Right.
Yeah, because it's quite expensive and I don't want to take the risk. So I went with something, somebody's opening a business on there. Somebody saw the opportunity of a young guy coming from America. He thought he can start and all that. So I ended up fighting him and I ended up in court because he wanted to delay the work. But we are almost through. It's been 2 years now. So that was hell. So that was my first 2 years. It was hell. I bought the land. I think 2 years in Ghana, I bought the land. And then this guy was stressing me out back and forth for about 3 months. And I never budged. And then finally he went to court and put an injunction on it, hoping that I would come and see him. That's what he kept saying. But I went to see him, but he was being unreasonable. He wanted me to buy the land again from him. He didn't have the right documentation. I got the title. So I'm like, let's do this. And I sat through it in the court. And it's over. Literally, just waiting for a judgment. And there is no way I can lose. He doesn't have a case. So God being so good, YouTube actually helped my business. I think I'm actually grateful for that guy.
Yeah.
I'm super grateful for that guy because he educated me tremendously on the real estate space and land, how land works, what's a lojo owner, all of that, like composite plan, all of it. Like I came out of that with my PhD in land, right? And I have used that knowledge to help a lot of people. Like I said, I've sold land to more than 50 people, no issues, because of this. And now I have the right connections because you need that in Ghana. I know who to call because I know we are the rightful owners. If somebody coming to act up, we will solve that immediately. We have people at the, at the headquarters, police station, all us. You need that. Or these people will come and just cause issues in Ghana, right? So that was absolutely needed, honestly, because I was going to have just the minimum. Now I have a big real estate company, which was already there, but I don't think it would be this big if I had it easy with the minimum. I personally believe that. So,
there's